Alright guys, so we'll be going to the river soon with the boat. It'll also be the first time we take the boat out, and I just wanted to do a quick video on my boat, as I promised earlier. Just the things that I was doing on it for the past couple of days. Wanted to fine-tune some things, so I'm gonna go around and show it right now, and we'll take it out to the river today, hopefully. Also, I'll share a little frustration about gas, finding the right gas for it here in Augusta. So here we go. So this is my boat. It's called a Carolina Skiff. It's a 17-foot boat on a fully aluminum trailer, and I'm pulling it with my Lexus. It's a Lexus RX 400 hybrid. Plenty of power to pull this boat. This boat is heavy because it's fiberglass, and the thing about these Carolina Skiffs is the whole bottom is solid foam inside of the fiberglass. So if the boat gets full with water, it's not gonna sink, it's gonna float. That's really the reason why I bought this boat. It's very safe. So this is the front deck. It has a latched cap here to store stuff, as well as these two on the bottom. They're always open. I store my life jackets and everything that I carry with me in there, because that keeps it dry from rain and from water if water gets in. That's my trolling motor. It's a foot control trolling motor, which means if you drop it down, the way you control it is by pushing back and forth, would turn the motor back and forward. So when I'm standing on the front deck, I control the boat with this when I'm trying to go around the shore and cast around. So the boat is pretty flat on the inside, and makes it easy to walk around. This is called a center console when it has the steering wheel in the middle. I lost the lid of the cooler when we were moving to Augusta. During the drive, it just flew out on the highway at high speed. So this is how it looks on the inside. I got a aluminum 12-gallon tank on the bottom, and it's powered by a 40 horsepower Yamaha, which is plenty for this boat because it's a flat bottom. Basically, when the motor kicks it up, the boat kind of starts sliding on top of the water, making it very fuel efficient, because I don't have to use a high power motor. This is I think these boats are actually sold starting 40 horsepower all the way to 100 and something, but this is plenty for me and my little family. This on the side here is it's a Livewell. I still need to hook it up. Basically what it does, it pumps water through all the time in order to keep my bait fish alive. And I bought this boat recently, and this came with it. This is a DIY. As you can see, there's a couple of screw holes here. This is actually a big bucket that was cut in half and made into a live well, which I actually thought, when I was buying the boat, I thought this was a thing that they bought from the store, and then I realized it's a DIY. It's really well made, really good live well. So this is the center console. I have my my switches here. The bulge pump is for the live well. No, actually, this one is to pump water out of the boat. This one is for the live well, to pump water through the live well. My lights, and this is for the motor to be lifted up and down while I'm driving, or when I'm carrying the boat, so the motor doesn't get destroyed on hitting something on the road. There's a little compass and a little Garmin fish finder. This is an old one, came with the boat. I just bought me a Rerouting white fish finder, and I had it temporarily installed in there. And basically what that does, it hooks up to my iPad which by the way sits right here on a stand. I need to mount the stand and put it on. I just took it off because I use it for my drone as well. And the Rerouting fish finder actually projects everything to the iPad, which I can also connect 5 devices to that Rerouting and project the same thing. It's a chirp fish finder, for those who know what that is. When I got this boat, it came without these seats. It was just empty, and we got a 12 foot by 12 inch piece of wood, cut it into two, made it into a nice wide bench here. I had to cut off a piece right here for the motor, because when you tilt the motor up, it goes down into the boat, and this is exactly just the way for it to fit here. This right here is the remote control for the motor, and it's not wireless remote. As you can see, there's a lot of wires coming out of it, but this is what I was doing for the past couple of days. I was rerouting this. It was basically sitting down here. As you can see, it's still dirty. I still haven't cleaned it because I wanted to show how it was sitting. So this thing was actually sitting right here, and it was very uncomfortable to use while I'm riding, because I don't have a seat, which I will install a little later. But I was riding standing. It's actually very comfortable to ride standing up, and this was just too low all the way there, so I couldn't control it. I would actually control it with my foot, go faster and slower. So I moved it up. Now that when I ride, I can control while I'm standing, full throttle or backwards. One more thing is, as you can see, this up and down trim and tilt, that's for the motor to go up and down. That's how it was wired up when I bought the boat, because the previous owner couldn't reach these two because it was all the way down there. So he cut the wire inside and he just rerouted to a switch in order for him to be able to control it here. Well, now that I put it up, I was actually able to get this switch to work again. So I resoldered everything back to where it was originally, basically restoring the boat to its original shape. And this is the safety kill switch. Basically you have to wear this on your hand while you ride the boat in case you get kicked out of or thrown out of the boat because of wave or you hit something, and this will unplug and shut the motor off, making the boat stay where it's at, not keep on running without a driver. So that was it. That was pretty much the project, and just running the wires and everything through those pipes, make it all nice and clear. Had to open this up and take it all out, and also put a flex pipe over there, hide all the wires as well. And this is my boat pump that puts all the water that goes inside the boat, goes into that hole, and then it pumps out to the outside of the boat. And even if this boat has actually 3 holes for the water to go out, and if I leave these top ones open, water will come in, but then it will go out because the water doesn't the boat doesn't go into the water so low. So that's pretty much it about the boat. This is how it looks, and I'm hoping we can take it out to the river today. Rod holders here on the 2 sides, and also right here, and I have 4 on each side for trolling. One thing I want to say about the outboard is it was basically it wasn't running well at all, and I was wondering what the reason for that was. And then I read up, and people recommend cleaning it up once a year. So I took it apart. I took the cap off, and I took the air filter box off, and I took sea foam spray, and I would I read the instructions on it, and I would spray it in while it's running at low RPMs. Just let it sit for a little bit, run the motor on full torque, and basically kick all the junk out of the carburetors. And now the motor runs perfectly fine, just like new. And this motor is about 10 years old now. That's how it looks on the back. Again, it's really high from the water. There's no way water can get in here. I had 3-foot waves hit the boat from the side, from the front. No water got in. And this is the transducers for the two fish finders. This is the standard one, and this is the one that the Rain Marine chirp, because it sends the signal differently. It's a longer transducer. So let me tell you a little frustration about gas here. Now, my boat motor is a 2-cycle motor, like a lawnmower or anything used for gardening. And 2-cycle motors are that you need to use ethanol-free gas for them, and that's not easy to find usually anywhere. And I tried calling gas stations around here. I looked up 10 gas stations in my area on Google Maps. I tried calling them all, and half of them the phone doesn't work. The other half have no clue what ethanol-free gas is. So I did some Googling, and I found a nice thread where a person posted a link to all ethanol-free gas pumps in the US. And Augusta has 5 or 6 gas stations that are listed there. One was just up the street from me, so 2 minutes away. That's the same gas station I tried to call. The phone wasn't working. But I went there and I figured out that they have it. I actually got my 2-gallon emergency gas tank filled up with the ethanol-free gas, and that's where I'll go to fill up my boat before I go to the river. But I will post that link in the description of the video for everybody who has the same frustration in their city or in Augusta, so that you can find your ethanol-free gas station in your area. So yep, that was the frustration with the gas. I called 10 gas stations, half of them didn't pick up. One gas station, the lady picked up, asked what I need. I told her what I need, and she hung up the phone. So that wasn't nice. But yeah, I'll put in the link into the description, and I hope that helps you out. So this is my boat. I know I've been telling you that I'll make a separate video for this, so this will be a separate video. Our trip to the river with the boat today will be on my daily video for today. I've done a lot of different things today, so I'll put the actual trip on that video. This will be just a boat review, and this is how wet it is here. I'm all sweating. It's not really that hot, it's just humid that makes you sweat. Alright, so that's it. That's the boat. Carolina Skiff, 17-foot, very safe boat. And I can pull it with my SUV. Don't need a powerful truck for it. Thanks for watching. If you like more updates on my videos, subscribe to my channel. And let's experience Augusta together.